Hello, 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 and welcome to the Homewrecker Podcast. I am the Golden Greek, joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, the lovely Monique. Monique,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic as always.
Fabulous.
And we are also joined this week
with Jay.
It's Jay.
by Jay. Monique's brother Jay
Yes,
is back.
Hey, everybody.
back.
He is back.
How have you been, Jay?
Not too bad. Yourselves?
Good. I want to share something kind of interesting and cool that happened when he came over today. We found out. So last night, randomly, we decided to watch the Metallica documentary, Some Kind of Monster. Just totally random, listening to Metallica, like, yeah, let's watch that.
Well, we watched what it was because it's funny because I was telling Jay this before, and it was I said, yeah, we just randomly decided, but we wasn't really random. It was we watched the what do you call it?
Induction,
the
Rock
Rock
and
and
Roll
Roll Hall of Fame induction,
Mhm.
and then somehow that got into I remember now. Now I remember
Okay.
we were talking about Jason Newsted. Why did he leave the band? And I couldn't remember, but I said it was in that movie, Some Kind of Monster. They talked about it in that. And you said, do you want to watch Some Kind of Monster?
So it was for me.
So that's
yeah.
that's how it
I was
came
like,
about.
let's watch it. So,
Yeah, so that's what happened.
Jay comes over.
So Jay comes over earlier tonight, and I'm telling him about it. He said that
Yeah, I was watching. I
you
threw it on
watched it
last night.
too, just completely.
I was going through Netflix, and
What a
I was like,
coincidence!
Metallica. Yeah, okay, that looks pretty good. And yeah, I made it through like an hour, and that was about it.
We watched the whole thing, but it was just funny that totally random, not
Yeah.
like we
Right?
communicated. We didn't even
Yeah.
talk yesterday.
No.
And we watched the same thing last night.
Yeah, I watched half of it, and
You are my brother.
yeah, I am. Well, yeah, I think it might have been because last time I was over here, the boys were listening to Metallica
Yeah.
before bed, and I'm like, yeah, Metallica. I'm flipping through. Oh, Metallica. All right, yeah.
Well, this morning I went to go visit our parents, and it's where we are, about a 40-minute drive. And I'm like, oh, what can I put on for the boys? I'm like, yeah, I'm putting on Metallica. So
Nice.
yep, we got the little ones headbanging in the back
Raising
to
the boys,
Metallica.
right?
Right.
I'm driving, like I'm like rocking out. The kids are in the back, just rocking out, headbanging, and it was great. I was such a proud mama moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. When they got home, our middle son is humming "Wherever I May Roam." I'm like, just a proud dad right now.
Yes.
So great.
Yeah. So I just wanted to share that because I thought
All
it was awesome.
Yeah, definitely pretty cool.
So before we jump into today's episode, let's
Yes.
get a little housekeeping out of the way.
All right. So if you like what we do, please follow wherever you are listening, hearing, wherever you are watching, viewing.
Wherever you may roam. Sorry.
I don't know if that fits, but
I
whatever.
had to do
It's
it.
fine. We'll let it go. But yes, please hit the subscribe or follow button. And if you don't mind, leave us a 5-star review, whether that be iTunes, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever, wherever you're getting your stuff. I think we're on Amazon Music.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much
Pandora.
wherever you get a podcast.
Pretty
You can
much.
find us. And also on YouTube and Brighteon as well.
Yes.
If you are watching, please hit
Mhm.
the follow or subscribe
And
button.
we try to put some
and-
fun stuff in the videos too. So
Yeah, we try to keep
yeah,
not just our pretty faces, but we try to put some, other visual stuff in there
Mhm.
too,
we try.
if you're watching. But anyway, and if you want to find us on social media, we are on Twitter,
At Homewrecker Pod.
and people can find you on Twitter. Sorry, I apologize, I messed that up. We also have a website.
Homewreckerpodcast.com. I thought
There
you were
it is.
just making it spicy, shaking it up a little bit.
Well, I messed it up. But yeah, okay, we'll go with spicy. And if people want to find you,
You can find me at _Monique Giselle _. And you can also follow me for my hypnotherapy page on Twitter at Monique PCHT.
there you go.
Yeah.
And your websites.
Go to my website, innerstandingshypnosis.com, to schedule a free 20-minute consult for a hypnotherapy appointment. And we can do past life regression too, if you're interested in that. Or if you just want to break a bad habit, do some inner healing, whatever you're looking for, I can help. And if you're interested in organite, candles, tarot readings, incense, go to tarotbymonique.com. And you, my love, still
And me,
can't
what?
find you?
Can't find me yet.
Jay.
Me neither. I'm under a
You
rock.
can't find me. You can't see me. I'm only on this podcast. That's it for now. So, is that it? Is
That's
that all the
it.
housekeeping? Nice.
That's
That
it.
was, I think we did that in record time.
Lovely.
And the only mistake was mine, so that's okay.
But was it really a mistake?
So this week we are once again we're talking about a movie, and it's another. I guess would you consider it a classic at this point? It's 20 years old. 20 years old.
That
What?
just
Yeah.
hit me hard because
What?
I didn't process that before when we were talking about it and when it came out. Wow.
You got to be kidding me. I was just telling Jay, actually, back to Metallica again. The Black Album came out 30 years ago.
I know.
What?
Right?
It just doesn't seem
I
real.
remember being at the mall in the record store. Was it Sam Goody in the mall?
Yeah, they had a Sam.
And
Goody
remember
like,
when the Black Album came out and like we went to the record store to go check it out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And we're like, oh, do we get it on CD or cassette?
Cassette.
Exactly.
Nobody had a CD player back then, or very few did.
Well, yeah, it was really expensive.
You're lucky if you had a Discman, and you're
Mhm.
lucky if it worked.
Yeah.
I got it on CD.
Well, aren't you fancy?
It wasn't my CD player. That was my mom's, but you know,
We're
she-
like,
she let me
we
use
can
it.
only afford cassette tapes. But look at you, Mr. Fancy Pants,
Oh,
getting a
stop.
CD.
Yeah, that's
But
enough.
yeah, wow. So that was 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30 years ago. Crazy. And then,
And then this movie is
this
20.
movie, did we even say the name of the movie yet?
Not yet.
No.
Okay. Well,
Why don't we tell Meow?
guess you just kind of gave it away, Meow. We're talking about Super Troopers.
Yes.
Super Troopers by the Broken Lizard comedy troupe.
Yes. I love
Which
this movie.
I guess like 20 years, that's a classic now, right?
Yeah,
Is that
Yeah.
considered classic?
I guess so.
Well,
Is that going to be
wow.
on Turner Classic Movies now?
I think it already is.
Is it? Oh my god.
Well, it's a cult classic.
What the hell?
Yeah. This movie for myself and my brother, this movie means a lot. Like we kind of have our own jokes and things like that we'll share tonight. But yeah, I'm still kind of blown away that it's 20 years old.
Unbelievable. Wow. Yeah. Okay. It
Wow.
just doesn't seem real that it's that old. Anyway, so
We're that old.
yeah, that's unbelievable. Like
That
and
sucks.
like we were saying before, though, we don't feel old. So
No.
it's
I feel
just
like this
weird.
movie is maybe like 8 years the most.
I was gonna say 5.
Yeah, 5, 8 the
Yeah,
most.
it just
like
came
5,
out like 5-6 years
yeah.
ago.
Holy
8's
cow.
pushing it, but okay. But after that, like, nah.
And was this the first? This wasn't the first movie that these guys did, right?
No, Puddle Jumper.
I've never seen that movie.
I didn't,
so-
but you said you did, Jay.
Yeah, I saw it once. It didn't really grab me. I like some of their other films better, but it wasn't horrible.
Well, before we get into Super Troopers, let's just take a little trip down Broken Lizard Lane, because
Where's that?
that is where we talk about some of their other awesome movies for a moment.
Is that down the road from SmackDown Boulevard?
Yes. No,
Right.
because Club Dread, that's I think one of my favorite
Yeah, that
movies
was a
that
good
they
one.
do.
I like that movie. Yeah, that was a good
Yes,
one.
I love Club Dread. Slam and Salmon. I feel
Love
like
that
that
one.
one, so many people don't even know about it.
I never even knew that existed.
But
till
it's
we were
such
together.
it really is a really good film.
It is. It's pretty good. Yeah,
They
I
work in a
enjoy it.
restaurant and a former boxer is their boss. And
Was that Michael Clark
Yes.
Duncan's
Yes.
last movie?
yes,
That was his final movie, right? The last one he did before he died.
I don't know if it was his last one, but I think it was one of his last
Okay.
ones. But yeah,
Crazy. Yeah.
know.
Yeah, that was a good movie too. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
then there was Beer Fest.
yes,
Yep.
I loved Beer Fest.
Yeah.
I pretty much loved every movie of theirs that I've watched.
I
Yeah,
wasn't-
they've all been really good. Like I said, Puddle Jumper, I saw it a long time ago, so I don't remember too much. But yeah, I kind of liked it. It had some funny stuff in it. It was so funny seeing Kevin Heffernan, who plays Farva, playing like the opposite role. He's really laid back in that. No, I'm sorry. Actually, I think I might be thinking of Club Dread.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
yeah.
Dread,
Yeah, he's,
like
like
Kevin
the yoga
Heffernan,
guy,
yeah,
the
like
yogi
really
guy or
like
whatever.
chill yoga.
Right,
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, I got him mixed up.
That's
My bad.
okay. That's okay. Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite Broken Lizard movie?
Ooh, my favorite. I don't know. It might be Super Troopers. I don't know. It's
definitely
definitely not
mine.
Beer Fest. I was not a fan of Beer Fest. I didn't like it. I saw it in
loved
the
Beer
theater and I
Fest.
was just like,
Yeah, I really liked it too.
wasn't a fan.
Huh.
But I might have to watch it again. Maybe I'll like it if I watch it again. I don't know. I didn't like it when I watched it.
If I had to pick a favorite, I'd say it's Club Dread, but like Beer Fest and Super Troopers, right there. I think again, Super Troopers, because of like the inside jokes with my
Yeah.
brother.
Did you guys see it together the first time?
No.
I don't think so.
Have we ever watched it together?
I doubt it.
I don't think we have.
No.
We should do that tonight. We will watch it together. We will make family history.
There we go.
Yes.
There it is. Nice.
Because like every time I think of this movie and my brother, I just think liter of cola.
Right. Leader is give me some fucking cola before I break Vu's lips.
Oh, yeah.
When's the first time you saw the movie, Jay? Do you remember?
It was probably around 2000. It must have just come out because if I remember correctly, because of like 9/11, it came out around that time.
Mhm.
So it really didn't get any play in the theaters. And I think it kind of went like straight to video. But from there, it got this cult following, took off. So I remember watching it and like, oh my God, this is fucking hilarious, you know? And yeah, me and my friends would hang out drinking beers and, oh, what's Super Troopers? Yeah, all right. You know, I must have seen it probably a dozen times.
When I saw this movie, I was trying to get into the police academy, trying to get to work on a department. And I'm just
Really?
thinking, yeah. So I went to school for criminal justice and I took in Massachusetts, you have to take a civil service exam. And I did really, really well on it. And I was trying to get on the department my family is on. And so, yeah, I was like watching this movie just thinking, I could have so much fun with my family. Could we get away with any of this?
Did you get your bulletproof cup?
I did not invest in that.
No.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That little guy right there, I wouldn't worry about that little guy right there.
no.
I think I first saw this movie on DVD
Okay.
because I actually bought the DVD when it came out because I'd seen the commercials, the whatever
You knew
for
it
it,
was
right.
going to be awesome.
and it looked funny, and I never got around to seeing it in the theater. And so when it came out, I said, okay, I'm gonna check this out. I thought it was hilarious. I remember watching it with my brother actually, and yeah, we loved it. It's one of those.
I did see it in the theater.
You did?
Yes. And I remember I saw it in the theater and I was like, I don't want to wait for this to come out. Like I want it to just come out instantly.
Right.
But yeah, it didn't take that long. But I loved that movie.
Now I'm looking through on IMDb here. I went down to the release date,
Mhm.
and it says it was released February 15th of 2002. But at the top here, it says 2001. That's
Mhm.
where so I'm a little bit confused there how that works. But maybe it was supposed to come out in 2001 and it got delayed to 2002 or something. I don't know.
I just remember when I went, the theater wasn't totally full because I like going to the movie theater when I used to go to the movies. I'd try to go like during a weekday, during the middle of the day when it was empty.
And there's nobody there.
And there's nobody there. If I'm the only person in the movie theater, I'm happy. But there was actually, because it was kind of later at night and I went with some friends and it wasn't totally filled, but there was a good amount of people and just everybody was laughing so hard. Like to the point where you almost can't hear anything because everyone's laughing so hard. It was great.
Those are fun environments to be in. That energy that you get, just from everybody laughing or gasping or whatever. Like I miss that about movie theaters.
Normally I would be like, shut up, I'm trying to watch the movie.
Right.
But yeah, it was just that energy of everyone was just having a good time. Everyone was having fun and it was nice.
I think that's what this movie's all about.
It is. It's all about having fun because you have to.
Which is essentially what these guys do.
Yeah.
The whole time that they're working is they just goof off and play pranks on each other. So yeah, You want to give a brief synopsis of the movie?
Sure. So there are 5 Vermont state troopers who find out that their station is going to get closed down. There's the local town police, and they're kind of rivals with them. So basically, they're fighting with them to get funding for their station to stay open. And hilarity ensues.
There you have it.
Yes.
And this has got Linda Carter in it.
Yes, Wonder
original
Woman is
Wonder
in
Woman.
it.
Yeah.
Ryan Cox is in it. Oh, what's his name? I got to look it up because I'm
What's his
blanking
name?
on it.
Who?
Because I knew him, Michael Weaver. So I knew him
yeah.
from this movie, from Super Troopers. And then what did we watch? We watched
The
a
Joe
show.
Schmo Show.
Yes.
What character is Michael Weaver?
He's one of the townie cops.
Oh, okay.
He's the redneck.
If you were my wife, I'd
Okay,
knock you down
yeah.
a peg or two.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's hilarious. Have you ever seen the Joe Schmo Show?
No, I haven't.
Oh my God.
I hadn't either until he had me watch it.
Right.
That was one of my favorite shows. My brother and I watched that together. Hilarious. It's basically they get they call him a Mark. He's a they do a reality show, and everybody in the reality show is an actor except for one guy who thinks it's all real, and they just fuck with him the whole time.
Gotcha.
It's awesome though. They just fuck with this guy, and he's like, "What is going on?" Like, because he thinks this is real, that it's
Right.
Everything going
It's
on
a
is
big
real.
setup.
But it's a big, yeah, exactly. It's a big step. They have eliminations, all this kind of stuff. And I think, if I remember right, the end was, doesn't he get like $1 million or something like that?
Something like that.
And they actually give him the money just for being a good sport, but they come clean at the end, like, we're just actors. And they all were afraid that he was going to beat the shit out of him because
Right.
all the stuff they were pulling on him, But it was actually really good. Kristen Wiig, that was one of her first acting roles, was in that
Okay.
show. Lance Crawl was in it. Ralph Garman was the host. I'm trying to think who
right.
else was in it. Michael Weaver was in it.
And he was funny. He was really funny.
He
in
was,
that,
he was awesome in it. They did a couple of seasons of it, and can't remember if it was this. I can't remember if they did 2 or 3 seasons of it, but in one of the seasons, Lorenzo Lamas is in it,
Right.
and he plays himself, but he's like, fucking with the person that's on the reality show.
That's
Whoever
right.
the
We
Cosmo is
watched
so
that
funny.
one.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. It's been a while.
So anyway, yeah, the total sidebar there, but yeah, if you haven't seen it, I don't know where you can see it. I think I downloaded it offline or something. No, I didn't pirate it. No, I'm sorry. I take that back.
Nobody
I found it
tell
somewhere.
Lars.
Yeah.
Yeah, we it's not Napster, but still.
I found it somewhere, and yeah. But yeah, I don't know if you can find it anywhere, but if you can,
check it out.
check it out. It's funny.
Mhm.
It's good stuff.
So
anyway, Michael Weaver, and then moving on from there.
yes. Well, we were just kind of going through who's in it aside from
That's right.
the Broken
Yes.
Lizard guys.
That's right.
Jim Gaffigan's in it.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he is.
Mhm.
Yep. He's
I'm
chicken
going through
fucker.
it here.
Chicken fucker.
For $5,
Um,
I'll call him a chicken fucker.
The German guy, he's in other Broken Lizard movies
Yeah.
too.
Yes, that's right.
Yes, because he was in
yeah.
Beer Fest. Was he in Super Troopers too?
He must.
think
have
he
been. I
was.
think he was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had like a really brief cameo.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're right. I can't find his name in here anywhere.
The German guy?
The German guy.
Yeah, he's in there.
I'm missing him.
I'll find him.
Scrolling through here on IMDb, trying to find the actor name.
Felipe Breckenmeyer.
Oh, there we go. Okay, he looks different.
Mhm.
Sorry. Anyway,
That's okay. Should we go through the cast?
yeah, let's do it.
So, Jay Chandrasekhar is Thorny.
How do you say it?
Chandrasekhar?
Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Okay, I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Is that the right? Sure, we'll take it.
It's the best I can do.
So he directed it too. He's the
Yeah, but
director. of the
didn't they
movie.
all kind of?
No,
I think
No.
they all
There's
kind of
there's
wrote
one
it.
director.
Oh,
but
okay. He
he
directed, but
he
they all
wrote it.
wrote it. Okay.
Yeah.
Kevin Heffernan. He's
Uh-huh.
Farva. We have Eric Stolhansky, who's a rabbit. And did you ever do like P90X?
No, I didn't.
So
That's right.
Yes, we did
I forgot about
P90X.
that. Yes.
And he's in it. And that's when we found out he's missing a leg.
Yeah, he only has one leg.
Yeah.
right?
But like you never know. And he was saying like afterwards, like how he never wanted anyone. He just wanted to appear
Normal.
normal, I guess.
Right.
It's like I kind of look at like, who cares? But I was impressed with the stuff he was doing with P90X though.
Yeah, he was kicking ass in P90X.
Yeah, he was. Right. It was impressive.
Maybe we're watching it going like, is that the guy from Super? It looks like him. Does that look like him?
I was like, oh my gosh, he looks like the guy from Super Troopers.
Yeah.
And
so don't fuck with Rabbit then. Huh?
Yeah, don't fuck with him. Yeah, don't fuck with him. Steve Lemmy.
Mac?
Yes. And he and Kevin Heffernan have a show, Tacoma FD.
Yeah,
and they had a podcast.
Funny. I think they still do. The Chew? Or
yeah,
chewing it with Steve and Kevin.
Once the show took off, I don't think anything new came out.
Oh, really?
They go like weeks and months without an episode, but I used to listen to that show all the time. It was really funny.
Well, I think we'll give them a plug. Season 3 of Tacoma FD.
Yeah.
It's just coming out now. I think a week or so ago, they just came out with a new episode.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, it is funny.
It is. It really
We've seen like the first, I think almost the entire first season so far. Because we haven't watched them all yet.
No, we haven't.
But we did start it.
But it is really funny. And so check out that show if you haven't.
Yeah.
And Paul Soder, he is, what's his name again? I forget. Foster. That's right. Foster. I should know this.
Oh, bikers.
Yeah. For everyone who's already watched the movie, I don't know if you know it as well as us, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of that.
This is definitely one of those movies that you watch more than once, I think. It's one of those, because there's so many funny parts that if you watch it, like say you watch it by yourself and you got friends, you're going to go tell your friends, hey, watch this movie. You know what?
Watch it.
Hey, come over. We'll watch it together. We'll make some popcorn, drink some beers or whatever.
Right.
It's like one of those movies that you have to kind of share in the hilarity. I feel.
Oh no, absolutely.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
You can watch it alone though, but when you're watching it with other people,
it's just
it's just
funnier. Yeah.
Yeah, just thinking about like, what are you doing in Canada? Oh, just getting some French fries and gravy.
So ridiculous.
Almost made it.
Littering and. The kids' ears are
you boys like Mexico.
The maple syrup. I remember watching that and be like, that is a contest I could win. Why won't somebody challenge me to that? Like, I could do that.
Oh, goodness.
I feel like we need to get out the maple syrup.
No.
And we have the real stuff, like from actual maple trees.
No. Did they really drink maple syrup for that? I wonder.
I think, did they water it down?
They had to.
I can't remember if they used iced tea or they actually used real maple syrup. I'm not sure.
What?
I'm looking at the trivia here as we speak. In the syrup chugging scene in the diner, the first few takes were done with the actors drinking thick iced tea from syrup containers, but the iced tea didn't look realistic enough. Real syrup was brought in, and the actors then did several takes in which they actually chugged entire bottles of syrup.
Yeah.
These are the takes you see in the close-ups. However, some wide shots with the iced tea were kept in. Ooh.
Hello, diabetic coma.
Wow.
I want to see.
Oh man.
We got some syrup.
No.
That's all you. Go for it.
Yeah, go nuts. That's you win that one. Jeez.
When it comes to real New Hampshire maple syrup, everyone wins.
Oh.
What?
When Rabbit was stuffed in a locker covered in shaving cream, he was actually covered in menthol shaving cream. The crew didn't know that menthol burns skin if left on too long. After the scene, Eric Stolhansky was sent next door to a firehouse to get hosed off.
Oh.
Tremendous.
Ouch.
All right.
Yeah. The powdered sugar.
The lice hate it.
The lice hate it.
Delicious.
Yeah. So I guess this movie was filmed in upstate New York. Most of the filming was done there. And they actually used a real police station, it looks like. A highway police HQ was at, oh, no, apologies. It was actually at it looks like a state park preserve. But they must have built a set there or something. But yeah, most of this was done in upstate New York. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to get to some real spoilers here. What did you think, Jay, of the swerve at the end? with who we're bringing the drugs in.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised, but why they always got to blame the Canadians, eh?
My favorite part of that was Ursula, the blow up doll.
Oh yeah, with all the flares and everything.
Farva's.
That's my car. That's my girl.
I gotta give kudos to Kevin Heffernan for such a great job playing Farva.
He went all out on that one.
He really did.
The nude scenes.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's almost the butt of every joke.
Yeah. It's
yeah.
And so I'll share. My brother and I had a joke. We saw this movie and he was a little heavier. And when he had his mustache, he kind of looked like Farva. And so we would joke around and I'd call him Farva. And so we would just quote Super Troopers, but that was kind of our little inside joke.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you took it like a sport.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And actually the other week I was on Twitter and I follow Broken Lizard.
Okay.
And I never see anything from them because of the algorithms. You can't, like, it won't show you stuff, but randomly they have silver coins for Super Troopers. And I was like, I found my brother's birthday present. I know exactly. I'm going to get him a Farva silver coin. So I go and I click the link and I just see like $500. What the?
How much silver is it?
Well, so
Jesus.
they're 1 ounce silver coins, but that was for the set of all of them.
Well, how many are there though?
Is it 5? So yeah, it's
Right.
$100 each.
Jeez.
So
For 1 ounce of silver, 100.
like, because it's Super Troopers.
Jeez.
So I go look for Farva. I find them and they're all sold out. So it's the thought that counts, Jay.
Yeah, definitely.
Happy early birthday.
Thanks.
Jeez.
That counts as like a gift, right? Even though I couldn't get it.
Sure. Yeah, why not? What the hell?
Who was your favorite character, Alex?
Oh boy. I liked Steve Lemmy's character.
Mm.
He to me was funny because he was just kind of like the asshole, but and he's always doing something. Mac, he's always doing something, you know. So I liked his character. I thought he was funny. They all were, but I mean, he was. If you ask for a favorite, he was my favorite. I liked him.
Jay?
I don't know. I mean, you got to love Thorny, but I got to give it to my boy Farva.
Yes.
You know, he kind of made that movie.
I actually really liked Brian Cox, Captain O'Hagan.
Oh, he was good.
He was
good, yeah.
really
He
good.
was good.
Like, to kind of go outside the main Broken Lizard guys, like for the cast, he was really funny.
Well, he's been in so many serious things, and you see him in something like this, and it's like,
Right.
all right. You know, there was a time we'd take a guy like you out back with a rubber hose. Now you got your damn unions. You know, I'm not a pro-union guy, Cap.
Next guy I hear say shenanigans, I'm gonna pistol whip.
Hey, Farva, what's that place you like to eat with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks?
Oh, shenanigans?
You mean shenanigans, right? Yeah. Oh.
I'm looking at the trivia again, and speaking of Farva, the couple in the movie that Farva says chicken fucker to are actually Kevin Heffernan's parents. They knew he was going to say something rude, but weren't prepared for the chicken fucker line. So when we watch that, we're gonna have to look for that. That's awesome.
Imagine if we did that to mom and dad, like filming a movie and being like, we're gonna say something pretty crass. Just be prepared.
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny.
I'm just like, I think dad would probably laugh and mom would be like, Monique,
Did you
you're
really
a lady.
just say that?
It's not very ladylike. It's not how I raised you.
I'm going to be doing these trivias because I'm just scrolling through here. When Ursula hits Foster in the head with the snow cone, there's a setup to indicate that the snow cone is solid. A mid-scene switch was supposed to replace the hard snow cone with a softer one, but the switch didn't happen for several takes. So Paul Soder took a solid block of ice to the head about 9 times before they got it right. What? Oh, tremendous.
Shenanigans. These guys. Tomfoolery.
Evil shenanigans.
In the scene where the troopers are smoking marijuana while watching the Johnny Chimpo cartoon, the redness of their eyes was achieved by the makeup artist blowing menthol in their faces. I almost feel like, why did they just smoke marijuana to get red eyes?
I was going to say, maybe
Jeez.
they have trouble with their lines. I don't know.
Maybe. My gosh. All right.
Anything else good you want to share?
Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. In the first scene that was filmed with Brian Cox, the scene on his porch where he's reading the letter from the governor, the letter was supposed to have the lines typed out on them. Broken Lizard didn't know that when they started the scene, they didn't know that when they started the scene. So they typed the lines up quickly and gave it back to him. If you look closely, you can see some whiteout marks from what the letter originally said. Okay, I thought that was going to be funnier. Sorry. Thought that was going to be better. Apologies.
All right, then moving on.
Maybe I'll edit that one out. That wasn't funny at all. When Captain O'Hagan tells Rabbit to get a gun for the mayor, he says, "Rabbit, run." Rabbit Run is the title of a 1960 John Updike novel and a 1970 movie from that novel, Rabbit Run.
It just made me think of the bear scene.
Tremendous.
Do you need assistance? Woohoo!
Bear fucker. Do you need assistance?
Oh, crap. I'm looking at the budget for this movie was $3 million, and it doubled that its opening weekend in the U.S., made $6,200,000.
Does it say overall?
Overall worldwide gross was $23,182,000. So not bad.
Not bad.
It grossed 18 million in the US. So 5 million more worldwide. Not bad. So I mean, it was a moneymaker. And I think that's probably why they got the green light for so many of their other movies, because this one made money. So not bad.
I know with Super Troopers too, they crowdsourced a lot of the
That's right.
Crowdsourced a lot of the money.
You're right.
People could donate, and if you donate, let's say $100, they'd send you some autograph stuff.
That's right.
If you donated like $5,000, you could be in the movie.
That's right. Because I was like, I want to be in the movie, but I do not have $5,000 to donate.
Right.
How can we make this work?
Yeah, they had a budget of $13.5 million for Super Troopers 2. And its opening weekend, they made $15 million in the US. So
they made their money back.
They made their money back. Yeah. And it grossed $30 million overall. So that's good. Not bad. So, yeah. All right.
So, Jay, favorite scene?
Oh, boy.
The entire movie, pretty much.
I know it's hard. That's a tough question.
Mine?
Yeah.
Probably the opening scene.
The opening scene?
It's a tie between the opening scene and the Meow. The Meow is freaking hilarious. I love that part. And that's something I'm sure everybody that's seen the movie has done Meow to their friends or with their friends. Have you ever done Meow to a complete stranger, though?
I'm trying to think. Yes, in veterinary medicine.
Really?
Yes.
Outstanding.
When I was at the veterinary special, I was like, which place was it where I was working, the veterinary specialty hospital? We were out back and I was joking about it. And so somebody had a cat, this older lady, and I'm like, how you doing, Meow? And she didn't pick up on it. I didn't do it as much. I wasn't counting, but I said it, I think it was like 3 times. And I'm just like, Meow, aren't you cute? You know, like, just petting the cat. How about you, How about you, Alex?
Me, yeah, I've done that to people before. In my previous job, I was going in a lot of people's homes and servicing their equipment and stuff like that for the other job that I had. And yeah, I did it to a couple of people. Sometimes if I'd have to be with somebody else, like a coworker, and we would do it every now and again. I remember telling a lady one time that the reason her internet wasn't working was because her flux capacitor had broken, and I had replaced it for her, and now it was putting out the right amount of gigawatts, and so she should be all set. And she had no idea what I was talking about, obviously. And literally all I did was plug it in because it had gotten unplugged, but she had called in a service call for her internet not working. And yeah.
Those flux capacitors. I mean, those things go out all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I used to mess with people all the time because it's fun. You have to, break up the monotony of your day. And if you have a coworker who maybe is in a bad mood or even in a goofy mood or whatever, you kind of want to, maybe make them laugh, or sometimes, you have an audience and it kind of motivates you to put on a little performance for them and at someone else's expense sometimes. But I have to say, anytime I did it, it wasn't like in a malicious way. It was just kind of
just having
lighthearted,
fun.
having
Yeah.
fun. The lady that I said the flux capacitor thing to didn't know any better. It didn't matter. So
Right over her head.
over her head. So it wasn't like I was causing any harm or anything.
See me, I'd be like, what?
Probably when she told her son, oh yeah, it doesn't put out enough gigawatts. Mom, did you fall asleep watching Back to the Future or something?
That's what the guy said.
I think you're confused. Were you watching Back to the Future earlier? Because I think you're confused, Ma.
Yeah.
Have you ever done the meow
Me personally?
or anything like that? Yeah.
Yeah. So one time, long time ago, so I was at work and we have this guy who, he liked to smoke crack and call 911 for whatever reason you could imagine. So we show up and me and my partner decide, all right, let's see if we can pull Meow with this guy.
Is this the UFO guy?
Yeah.
The
Yep,
guy would
same
call, he had a window that faced a parking lot. So as cars would drive by, he would call the cops saying he called 911 saying like UFOs, it's UFOs.
Don't smoke crack, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So anyways, yeah, one night he smoked a ton of crack, called us for something trivial. So my partner shows up. I'm standing off to the side of the doorway, filming it with my old flip phone. And after a few minutes of my partner kind of putting on the Southern accent, meow, sir, the crazy guy starts saying meow. Meow, I'm just sitting on my couch and all of a sudden, there's lights and meow, I don't know what to do. And we're like, when there's no way this guy knows we're playing a Super Troopers thing. But he was just so crazy. He started saying it himself.
That is
I wish I still had the video.
Oh
awesome.
my gosh.
That is just great.
But yeah.
Color me impressed. You got him to say it. Oh my goodness.
That's the best.
The best part was my partner keeping a straight face while he's saying it back,
Jeez. That's awesome.
Wow.
That is great.
Wow.
Yep.
All right.
How about any of the other gags from the movie? You ever pulled those on anyone?
No.
Have you ever chicken fucker anybody?
That one would definitely get you written up, especially in this day and age.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably get fired when I was in veterinary medicine if I did that to somebody.
Yeah, people don't like it when you call them a chicken fucker.
No.
Go figure.
It's not appropriate. It's just not appropriate.
No. Not appropriate at all. But
What about like the powdered sugar gimmick? You ever done that to anybody?
No, I've never had to delouse anybody.
I'm just getting so many ideas of like things I want to do.
Oh, you already got me with the powdered sugar gag here.
I
so-
didn't. I didn't do it.
Yeah, whatever.
The pantry did it.
Yeah, okay. Did you ever hear that story?
No.
Yeah, we actually mentioned on a podcast before.
Episode Pour Some Sugar on Me.
I opened up the pantry door and this bag of powdered sugar fell from the top shelf down on the ground. It just exploded everywhere on everything and me.
Wonderful.
Freaking sucked.
How many hours did that take to clean up? Yeah.
Like 2.5 at the least. And it was at 2 a.m. when it happened.
Oh,
I was sleeping.
Yeah, everybody was sleeping. So I was trying to be super quiet. So it took even longer.
right.
And then, of course, the next day I had to do it again. I had to go through everything all over again. And
you saw everything you missed.
Yep. And then you're still finding stuff months later, like, oh, there, that's powdered sugar. What the fuck? Yeah.
Yep.
It's a mess. Anyway,
Yeah, not my fault.
had to be you. There's no way that just happened to me. I'm convinced you pulled the gag. Good for you. It was a good one.
Maybe.
I'll get you back someday. Maybe. When you least expect it, powdered
Maybe
sugar will fall.
maybe it's a fairy who is having
Sure.
some cheeky fun.
Yes, it was. Oh yeah, it was fun.
Yes.
For someone, not me, but fun for someone. Anyway, what about the shaving cream gag? You ever shaving cream anyone?
No.
You never put shaving cream on somebody's hand when they were sleeping and tickle their nose when you were a kid?
Oh, back in high school. But yeah,
But not as an
not
adult.
since Super Troopers came
Not
out.
since
No.
Super Troopers. All right, fair enough. How about you, hun? Anything like that?
No, I didn't really like doing pranks to people because as a kid, I was usually the one getting pranked. So I didn't want to do that to other people because they knew how much it sucked.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I brought that down like a lead balloon.
All right.
Bring that mood right down.
Yeah.
Thanks, Buzzkill.
Yeah, nice going.
I'm just
Okay.
being honest.
Taking a little bit of a sidebar, but still kind of sticking on the practical jokes road, if you will. Have you ever played like a really good practical joke on someone, not necessarily related to the movie, but can you think of a time you played a practical joke on somebody that was funny? Or that you thought was funny? Maybe they didn't, but.
Oh, yeah, of course. So when I was in the military, you'd always get MREs, meals ready to eat, comes in a pouch. One of the things that comes with it, all your food's in like a heavy, like foil packet. And they give you this thing, it's called a heater. All you do is you add water, and there's like a little sheet of this chemical. And when it hits the water, it gets really, really hot, and it'll start producing steam. So what I did was we're out in the field and we've got these tents. So this one dude's, he's in his tent sleeping in the afternoon, and it's like, let's go screw with him. So I grabbed you get a little tiny bottle of Tabasco sauce with your MRE. So I dumped like 30 of them into a cup, mixed it with water, and poured that in the heater, and then put that in his tent. So it was like an improvised CS grenade. Starts steaming, mixes with the Tabasco, your eyes start burning, you start coughing, gagging. So after about like 5 minutes of this thing finally going, it wakes him up. He comes running out of the tent, coughing, snot everywhere. I thought that was pretty good.
That's a good one. Wow. You're like over here
I'm
horrified.
so torn because part of me is cracking up and the other part is horrified that poor person had to experience that. I'm like, it's so funny, but it's so wrong.
It wasn't
I don't know how to react.
We used to pull, they call them ribs, but we used to do that kind of shit in wrestling all the time. I remember one of the first times I was ever in a battle royal, and I'm brand new, that one of the guys brought Icy Hot into the ring. And so he's got Icy Hot. He comes over and he starts putting it in my face. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm supposed to be selling that I'm getting hurt, but holy shit, I can't see him. Fuck, my eyes are burning. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, the dude brought Icy Hot in the ring, and he started rubbing it all over me and like smacking me. So, anytime you get like you get smacked or whatever, like a chop.
You didn't tell me this.
I never told you this story. Well, this is when I first started. Oh yeah, I got ribbed real bad. It's part of breaking in. You're the green guy. You're the low man on the totem pole. Everybody picks on you. It is what it is. So I gave it just as much to other people when I
putting
got my
Icy
chance.
Hot in somebody's eyes.
One of the classic ribs back in like the 80s, one of the biggest ribbers. You remember Marty Jannetty?
Yes.
From the Rockers.
Yep.
You remember the Rockers?
Yeah.
He and Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig were like legendary ribbers, and Mr. Fuji. They were like legendary. They'd always be playing jokes on people, and Owen Hart. But Owen Hart was more of a good-hearted kind of ribber. He didn't really harm anybody. But Perfect and Jannetty used to take padlocks and they padlock people's stuff. So they put padlocks on like the belt loops of jeans, on like their, the eyelets of their shoes, shit like that. Like they'd go, because what happened was they would run a lot of like high school gymnasiums and stuff like that when they were in the Midwest territories back in the mid 80s. And they would you go over and you take like a random lock. And if you pull on like those combination locks, at least back in the day, if you yank on them hard enough, sometimes they would just open, And so they'd get as many as they could. And obviously nobody knows the combo except whoever owns it. So they'd go and they just padlock people's shit. They'd padlock people's bags to like the pipes in the ceiling and shit. Oh yeah, crazy ribs. And like do you remember we watched that Dynamite Kid documentary, The Dark Side of the Ring? He was a notorious ribber too, but he was like mean-spirited ribs. Like people would come into the new guys that would come in, he would take like their suits when they were in the ring. He'd take their clothes and like cut the legs off their suits, just shit like that, which it's funny, but it's like, this guy's got to go out now and buy another suit. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
kind of dickish, So yeah,
I'd
that
be
kind of
pretty
shit.
pissed.
Oh yeah.
So
fuck
you'd
yeah.
have to keep bolt cutters on you.
Yeah. And the Mr. Fuji, I've told you the Mr. Fuji rib.
Yeah.
You know this one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I haven't heard
Jay's
it.
probably not
No.
heard it.
Enlighten me.
He I guess the way the story goes, the way I heard it, he had a neighbor who really annoyed the hell out of him, and his neighbor had a dog who would always bark and wake Fuji up. When he'd be home like from the road, he'd be trying to sleep. This guy's dog would be barking all the time. And Fuji told him to quiet his dog down. And the guy just never did. So one day, Fuji decided to have the guy over for dinner. And he cooked the guy dinner. And the dinner was the guy's dog. He fed the guy his own dog.
Allegedly.
That's the story. I don't know, obviously, if it happened or not, but it's a story that survived through
I never heard
wrestling,
that
pro
one.
wrestling lore. It was legendary among the boys. Like, we always used to hear that story. I've heard it so many different times from so many different people who say that, yeah, it's true. But again, I never obviously didn't see it. So, but they actually did a storyline of it years ago when like the Big Boss Man fed his, like, I think it was Al Snow's dog to him. That was like a storyline they did on TV. They got it from the real life,
Right.
supposedly the
Allegedly,
real
yeah.
life thing. Yeah. So practical jokes are
And
fun.
They can be
It can be
when they're
Yeah.
lighthearted and fun,
Yes, it can
not
be.
mean spirited and cruel.
Yes,
Cooking somebody's dog and feeding it to them.
that's yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Super Troopers now. Sorry, we got a little side.
No, but I
tangent there on
mean, that's
practical
kind of like the
jokes.
movie. It's about having fun and
Yeah, right.
jokes. And when I was thinking about the favorite scene, I do love the ending when they go to the party.
Did we ask
Right.
you your favorite scene?
No,
I'm sorry.
that's okay. We kind of went
We're
off. but
kind of going off.
No,
all
but I
over
was
the
just
place
thinking
here.
it's not necessarily my favorite because I love them all, but I really like the ending though. It was like, yeah, that's a good ending.
I like when they're all throwing like beer cans and cups at the kid.
Yeah.
Then the fire
Like,
extinguisher comes
yeah.
flying. Farva! Like, what a dick.
Yeah. Oh, so fun. Do we want to do the reviews?
Some IMDb reviews.
Yeah, before we do, is there anything else you want to add about this movie?
Oh, it's just I can't wait to see it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah, we
great-
want to watch
great
it now.
movie. Great movie.
Let's do some reviews because I'm curious what other people thought about it. What was the overall score?
The overall score on IMDb is 7.1 out of 10. So that's really good.
I know, but I feel like that's kind of low. I guess I expected it to be.
I rarely see movies above like an 8 or 9, honestly. Even like
thought an
blockbuster
8.
movies.
I thought it'd be maybe an 8.
like a 7.1 is pretty good. I think.
Okay.
The majority of the reviews here, it seems like 7 actually get the most. There's a couple of 1s. You want to see why people hated it first?
Yes.
Seems to be the trend that we do here. There's a couple. I'm going to try to find some shorter ones here. Let's see. Unbelievable that viewers ranked this one so high is the title by Cresswell, who gave it 1 out of 10 stars, March 2nd, 2002. It is mind-boggling that viewers gave this film an average rating of better than 6 points out of 10. I went in expecting some zany fun along the lines of Airplane or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Instead, the movie offered a few lame sight gags and a cast of characters that you just didn't grow to care about. Were I still a 16-year-old male instead of a 45-year-old male, I might not have viewed this film as such a big waste of time. But my tastes have changed since I was 16.
Zany.
No accounting for taste.
Zany. When was that written?
March 2nd, 2002. So right after the movie came out, he must have seen it in the theater.
Well, I was 21 when I saw it. So
All
I was younger. And I don't know if I had watched it today and never had watched it before, I think I would still find it really funny.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
different strokes for different folks.
Zany.
Right?
He was hoping for zany.
Well, he didn't get that.
Sure, he doesn't get a lot of things.
Well, let's see. Ozark Chief gave this 1 out of 10 stars. On March 20th, 2002, he wrote a review titled Unbearably Bad.
Ooh.
Unfunny, stupid, lame. I'm trying to think of more words to describe this movie, which I unwittingly forked over good money to see. There's nothing worse than trying to sit through a comedy that's not funny at all. I hope that by writing this, I will save someone from the agony that I endured. Wow. Guy's pissed.
Sucks to be you. Maybe invest in a thesaurus.
You must have a great sense of humor.
I
That
bet, yeah. Some of these like people, I just think like maybe if you got like some pliers and used it to pull the stick out of your ass, you might have a little fun and enjoy the movie. But that's just my opinion.
All right.
Monique getting defensive
Ooh.
on the
Hey,
low score reviews again.
Look at you getting pissed about something somebody wrote 20 years ago. Texas Reg gave this 1 out of 10 stars, and he titled it, What? Huh? This is from April 2nd of 2002. This is one of those movies where it's supposed to be funny, but it's too stupid to be funny. Remember Robin Hood Men in Tights had that same effect. This isn't a funny film. It's a stupid film. Most of the film revolves around lame sex jokes, bathroom humor, and drug humor. And even by those standards, it wasn't funny. I remember during the fight scene where the highway patrol officers get in a fist fight along the interstate with the local city cops. I knew that scene was supposed to be funny, but I didn't even as much as crack a smile. And I looked around me and no one else was really laughing at it either. At that moment, I heard a lady sitting behind whisper over to the man she was sitting with and said, "This is just dumb." It was at that moment that no one else was laughing at that scene either. It was that kind of movie. I keep having to stop and look because he spelled scene SCEEN. So like,
Who's stupid now?
yeah, well, come on.
First of all, Robin Hood Men in Tights rocked. That's an awesome movie. Just want to throw that out there. I love that movie.
All right.
Yeah.
If you say so.
So
it's a good movie.
So you didn't know how to gauge your reaction, so you looked around the movie theater to see how other people react to tell you how you should feel about it. Wow.
I love
and
those.
that is the problem with society. The people who are like that.
I didn't know what to think until I heard somebody else saying it.
I didn't. Yeah. I don't know how to think for myself.
Didn't like it.
I didn't know what to think, so I just looked around and just went with what everyone else was doing.
There you go. JT Chance 1 gave this 1 out of 10 stars back on February 19th, 2002. So he must have seen it in the theater too. Titled his review, Just, period, not, period, funny, period. It pained me to sit through this. I almost walked out. I've seen 325 movies in the theater in the past 5 years alone. Never came close to walking out till now. It just isn't funny. Sorry, guys. I don't think I've ever been so happy that I didn't pay for a movie in my life. A friend got me in. Okay.
Wow. Aren't you special?
Hey, the dude counted how many movies he'd seen. So that's
and our parents owned a video store. So what do you do?
About a free movie.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. All right.
Well, now, isn't that special?
So you want some 10 out of 10s?
Yeah, let's do some 10s. Let's do some good stuff.
All right. Blair Jones, 78. Gave this 10 out of 10 on July 16th, 2005, titled the review, One of the Best Comedies Ever. So you might like this one, honey. Not many movies keep on getting better and better as you watch them for the 5th, 6th, or 7th time, especially comedies. The first time I saw this movie in the cinema, it didn't blow me away, and most people I know who have seen this movie only once do not rate it very highly. After seeing it a few times, I rate this movie as high as Fletch and other classic comedies, probably higher. There is so many worthwhile jokes that I think it must have taken quite a while to write. If you don't have a similar sense of humor, you would probably think they had written it all in one night, which clearly wasn't the case. There's not a lot to complain about with respect to the acting either. Their style suits the movie perfectly. Remember that it is a comedy first and foremost. If you are looking for a clever story, you have the wrong genre. Criticism of the movie being a series of sketches or jokes is really irrelevant. One look at the cover or preview tells you exactly what kind of movie it is. Regardless, there is nothing wrong with the plot, and if you comprehend the jokes, the movie flows just fine. if you're going to watch it 2 or 3 times.
I thought the plot
Okay.
was good. I mean, it's kind of basic, like good guys versus bad guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
But they made it work, and it carried the movie through. It was extremely entertaining.
All right.
Go on. Next one.
Next, realistic comedy classic. Gave this 10 out of 10 stars on June 20th, 2006. This movie was hysterical. The way they joked around with each other was so true to life. It wasn't unrealistic at all. Anybody who sees this will have to agree that there is at least one character in the film that reminds them of one of their buddies. I know it sure reminded me of the guys that hang around me. We just saw the movie this evening on IFC in widescreen without commercials and unedited. I am very happy I waited to see it this way instead of a TNT, TBS, USA, or Fox broadcast version. I am definitely getting this movie on DVD as soon as possible. The outtakes and behind the scenes features are probably fantastic.
All right.
All right.
So he mentioned like one of the characters reminds you of someone, and Jay and I looked at each other, but I think I've mentioned it on the show before. So Jay at one point just look wise reminded me of Farva, but I think I've mentioned it before. The movie The Replacements with Keanu Reeves and Jon Favreau.
Right.
Jon Favreau plays a cop, and there's a part like he reminds me of when my brother kind of had that haircut, like when you
Right.
had that haircut, and he
Back
has
when
like
I had hair.
yeah, but he has like a flight jacket on, especially like when he's at the bar right before the fight, and it's just so funny because I watched that movie. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my brother Jay. That is Jay. So what I was thinking in my mind is like, I want to get pictures of you from different points where like you looked like that person, and I'm gonna make like a collage.
Great.
So I can look at it and be like,
Do you remember
did
that guy's
you
name?
really?
The
What-
character? In The Replacements?
Oh, I don't remember.
Danny Bateman.
That's right, Danny Bateman. That's right. But yeah,
Tremendous.
I'm gonna do that. It's on my to-do list now because I want to be like, did you really look like him? Because I feel like you do, but sometimes you got to put them side by side.
Right.
Yes. Let's do one more.
All right, here's the final one by Stargal427 on August 24, 2003. 10 out of 10. And I think this title of this review says it all. Don't take it seriously, just laugh. You've got to appreciate how Super Troopers can get you out of a bad mood. You watch it and think, is this for real? But don't get much farther than that. You're laughing too hard. But I may be predisposed for laughter since I'm one of the under 30 crowd. However, Super Troopers is a work of pure insanity and pure genius. From start to finish, you don't get much time to recover from laughing. All things considered, it had a plot that won out over most of the teen bop movies I've had to sit through. And those didn't make me laugh a quarter as much. So you decide on what you want to watch, another teen movie or this work of masterpiece. It's in some town in Vermont near the border. Who cares? It's got the green New England small town feel, complete with a local diner that the town and highway cops frequent. It looks like she's just giving a synopsis after that. So I'm not going to read the synopsis. We'll cut to the last paragraph where she says, I gave it a 10. A comedy is a comedy, but this is a comedy that's innovative in its own genre. One day I hope to write something as crazy. So there you have it.
All right.
Boom shakalaka.
But they're right. It's a comedy.
It's a comedy.
It's supposed to be funny.
Just laugh.
It's not a drama. It's not supposed to make you think and feel other than humor.
Yeah. Just laugh.
Turn your mind off. Yeah.
Exactly.
Enjoy the
Yeah.
jokes.
That's what it is. It's brainless humor,
Yeah.
essentially. Yeah. Just kick back and laugh.
Yeah,
Who cares?
it's
It's funny.
fun.
It's funny.
All right. So we're going to watch
So-
Super Troopers now.
We're gonna watch Super Troopers.
So you know what that means?
Is that
You get a bonus episode
son of a
for our
bitch.
watch along.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll keep the mics on and we'll watch
Yeah,
and
we'll keep rolling.
and record.
Yeah,
so,
you keep listening.
You stay tuned for the bonus episode, which will be out in a couple days, and watch Super Troopers and laugh along with us. Why don't you? And until next time, unless you guys have anything to add.
Nope.
Well,
No?
I am the Golden Greek, and I've been joined as always by my beautiful, lovely, gorgeous, amazing trophy wife, Monique, and Jay.
And you've been listening to the Homewrecker Podcast.
Chicken fucker.
Fuck.